I'm with Peter Lam from Love into Action. Now, Peter, what is Love into Action?
Love into Action is an organization that wants to help families and children disabled children in the families and the families with the disabled children. They bring the severely disabled, bring them for some days in the month to a kind of house. They can stay and families have some rest, and they make observation of the children. And when they go back to the family, they give advices to deal with the children. So they all together, the families has a little bit rest, and they get practical advices to deal with the children.
And where are you based?
We are based in the house for the severe handicapped is based in Bethlehem, and we are part of this organization and working with the less severe disabled. And for they can be much more independent, and our goal is to develop as much as possible so that they can have an independent life.
Now, you're here in a woodwork factory, so you're managing the woodwork factory. What do you do here?
Yes, exactly. That is the reason we have the wood factory, because wood has a good possibility to develop the work in different stages, so that you can, according to the level what they can handle, you can put people at work. And then you can employ them for this work, and they get a salary for it. And with this salary, they can have the cost of living.
So would they normally be employed outside of something like this?
Actually, many times they fail in a normal job. And not because they are not able to do the work, but they need a little bit more time. And sometimes because of their behaving or a misunderstanding from other people, they are often the victim of a lot of teasing.
So this is bringing dignity into their lives, really, isn't it?
Yes, that is the main goal, that they really are in a place that they can perform something and get honor for the work they do, and in the end even get paid for it. So you really work on dignity in their lives.
And what sort of age group do you work with?
The less severe disabled, they can do a lot with their hands, but a little problems with understanding their situation. And when you give them enough security around, they can function quite well.
Now, they all work with machinery here, so are they able to work with the machinery really well?
Yes, they can do. Of course, it is depending on the level. Some can handle all the machines, some can handle only some of them, and some only can do the packing work or some of the finishing work. For that really depends on what they can do, and if their mental handicap is also connected with a physical disability.
Now, you are working with olive wood, so what kind of machines do you have with the olive wood?
I have, as a basic, I have the jigsaw. There you can make the shapes. And after the jigsaw, you have the phrase. You can put some decoration in it, and then you have to work it nicely off. There you have the sander. To be prepared for the jigsaw, you need some other machines. We have also here the circular saw, but this is a machine the boys can't handle by themselves. And there is somebody separate for them to prepare the work, so that the work what they can do is only on the machines that are not too dangerous.
And what sort of needs do the kids have?
Mainly it is the needs of not understanding complete what you are doing, so don't see the consequences of some deeds, and that bring them very often in troubles. And the other needs they have is one of the boys, he has a problem with the eyes too. So you always need to bring him in a position that you really are sure that he can see everything very well. And then it works out good. But when he don't see it, he has a good mood and he want to perform good. So anyway, he shall start working. But because he can't see it, he makes mistakes. And actually that is the point why you have to be a sheltered workshop, because you have to reward him for his effort, even when the end result is not that good.
And are disabled people respected here in the community?
There is a lot of difference, and actually the last years you see a little bit improvement. Let me see, some 20 years ago they were really locked in many times. They could not do much with them. But now slowly they get a little bit more understanding for them. But still they are seen as a kind of punishment. And that always bring them in a bad position. And if it is not by the parents themselves, it is by the surrounding who looks in this way to them.
Now, you're working with olive wood. Is olive wood a very good wood?
Olive wood is very good for this kind of work, because it is the structure of the wood is fast, so you don't have much. You can deal very well with the sanding and work it off very nice with the sanding in the end. And the result is easily a nice result, because the wood itself is nice wood. When you have, for example, the pine wood, it is much you are much more limited in things you can do with it. And the olive wood itself has possibilities to make nice decorations.
Now, it makes nice stuff, but does it need to be prepared before you actually are able to work with it?
Yes, of course. As other wood, it needs to dry. And so it comes from the tree. It is the trim wood from the tree. You don't destroy the whole tree to work here with olive wood. But then you have to dry the rough wood, and you have to cut it in slides, and then it has to dry more, otherwise it goes all directions. So when it is nice dry, you can start working on it. And then you have the sanding, and then after that you have two possibilities to work with olive oil or to work with lacquer.
How long does it take to dry?
In total, it takes more than 3 months before you can start working with it.
So you need to be planned well in advance with extra wood.
Actually, always, and especially when you have good orders, that makes always a lot of problems. And the commerce is fit to this problem, because there are a lot of workshops here, so you always can buy somewhere some dry olive wood. But according to the market situation, the price can go very up.
Are all the kids that you have here from a Christian background, Muslim background, and how do you start your day with them?
Yes, they have different backgrounds, but it is a Christian workshop, so we like to start the day with a piece of reading from the Bible and praying together. And then we talk about the work we have to do together, and we don't press each other. So especially when they are from Muslim background, they are free to sit with the part that we read the Bible. But normally they don't feel much offended when you do it, because it is our custom, and when you don't press them, you have to, then it is not offending them.
And why do you do what you do?
The main thing is that you have a possibility to show a lot from the love of Jesus for people. When you especially go to the people that normally do not have a chance, that is the example of the love of Jesus. He comes to us, but do not have a chance without help. And this attitude, that people recognize it, that it comes not only from myself, but that it comes from another source. And we hope and we pray that people start looking for what is the background behind it, so that people are attracted more to the source we are living out, and that is the love of Jesus.
And what's your prayer for disabled people here in Bethlehem?
My prayer is that we really can improve their work situation, because the complete situation in Bethlehem is that everybody has to struggle for his life, and that means that the weak ones always lose in this struggle. So to help them, you have to prepare something for them so that they have really some protection, so that there is a possibility for them to develop and to live in dignity. That is our prayer, that there is some support from abroad for the work here, so that they do not only look how can we buy the cheapest things, but that they really look to the background of the things, and in buying some nice things, that they also see that they can support these boys.
And what's your website for people who'd like to know more?
The website is Olivewood Bethlehem, and then you choose for the sheltered workshop.
And the website address is olivewoodbethlehem.blogspot.co.il. That's olivewoodbethlehem.blogspot.co.il. Okay, Peter, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.